Oh, there we go. Hi, guys. How's it going? I hope you guys had a great holiday season. We are back in the new year for more KWAD episodes. If you guys aren't aware, I'm Kyle Waddell, the host of KWAD Sports. Essentially, all we're going to do here is we're going to talk about sports, any type of sport we want to talk about. You guys are going to drop in the comments what you guys want to talk about, and we'll talk about that. I'll answer all your guys' comments on my opinions. And yeah, we're just here to have fun, guys. No need anything profanity or anything inappropriate. So why don't we just get going into this new topic? In the title it says the NFL season. So we are going to talk about the NFL season and what happened this year and kind of my predictions for the playoffs this year. So to sum it up, it was a different season, obviously, with the COVID-19 pandemic going on. There was not many fans in attendance. So a lot of watching football this year was kind of different to see no fans, no nothing at all. I'll talk about the AFC, I'll talk about the NFC, and we'll go from there. So in the AFC, the winner of the AFC finishing first place was obviously Kansas City. In my opinion, they're the team that is the team to beat for the next coming years. They're just perfectly built behind Patrick Mahomes. And with Tom Brady over in the NFC now, it's pretty much Mahomes' conference and what he wants to do, and he'll control it. Lamar Jackson, yes, he is a good quarterback, but they had a rough year this year with the COVID. He got COVID himself and was out for 2 weeks. So that's why I'm not saying Baltimore is the best. I'm saying Kansas City is the best due to the fact that Patrick Mahomes has a great team built around him. Even on the defensive side, it is a great team built. So I see them being a number one Super Bowl contender this year, just to repeat, just because of how good they are built and the fact they've added, especially with the guy named Le'Veon Bell they added after the Jets released him. Second place team, Buffalo Bills. I think that's their division almost now until Miami and 2-0 get it going in Miami. Sorry, my apologies. But yeah, I believe that now it's Buffalo's division over there with Brady gone. And they showed it this year. I think it was 13 wins this year. Josh Allen's a great quarterback, and the fact they added Stephon Diggs from the Vikings, great addition for that team. I think they are a great team going forward. Josh Allen's so young too, and they can build around him no problem. So, like I said, Patrick Mahomes has this conference. It's going to be for second, though. I could see the Buffalo Bills being a close second for years to come. And another team second, I did touch quickly on about it, but the Baltimore Ravens, I think, will be another good top team in the coming years with Lamar Jackson. Like I said, this year he was out for a bit of time because he contracted COVID-19, so he wasn't able to play. They are still going to the playoffs, so I'm not saying that they won't win the Super Bowl this year. I think they have a good shot, but Kansas City is so much stronger. I'm not a Kansas fan, but I just can feel that watching this team play and how they have the experience already from last year winning the Super Bowl, they're just going to continue that trend going into the playoffs this year with the bye they have. Another playoff team to talk about, but I don't think they're the big hype that a lot of people said they were, are the Pittsburgh Steelers. When they started off 11-0, a lot of people are saying this is the best team on paper, a great team. You got to look at some of the wins they had. And in that 11-game winning streak, some of those wins were not crazy. They were like, okay, you just beat a so-so team. Like a lot of the teams they faced off were not even above 500. And when another game I could talk about when they played Dallas had a terrible year this year, and Pittsburgh barely beat them. Dallas almost beat that Pittsburgh team. So I don't think Pittsburgh will last long in these playoffs if that's the team that they're going to be, is where it was the final 6 games, I think, of the season, and they just completely dropped the ball from that 11-0 start. So I don't think Pittsburgh will make it out of that first round. Ben Roethlisberger's getting old. They do have a good receiver, though, in Smith-Schuster, and a great defense with T.J. Watt being at the forefront of it. But I don't see Pittsburgh being that team that'll take it to the next level and move on to that Super Bowl and play for a Lombardi Trophy. Another team that surprised a lot of people, even myself, the Cleveland Browns, making the playoffs for the first time since 2002. That is 19 years ago. 19. Baker Mayfield is, in my opinion, the real deal. I don't think he's overrated or anything like people say. He had a great year, especially with the fact that their top receiver in Beckham Jr. was out for the season. They still got guys like Jarvis Landry and Nick Chubb running it in the back. And they just played a great year. They had a great year considering that the fact they play in the division with that Steelers team and that Ravens team, and they're making the playoffs. So it's good for them. It's finally here that they've made the playoffs, and I think that they can make a push to get out of that first round and go onto the second round. I don't think they have what it takes to beat a team like Kansas, but I think they have a team that can make some noise when it comes to that. A loser, we'll say, we'll say this the strong team, not this year. Two of them actually in this conference, the Jets and the Jaguars. The Jets had a terrible season. They had the chance to go first overall, and they won 2 games. The Jacksonville Jaguars won 1. So now Jacksonville does get that first overall. And with the generational talent coming up and Trevor Lawrence, I think the Jets lost their chance right there. They need that guy, and I think Trevor Lawrence would have been that guy to help take that team to the next level, to the future of with Super Bowls in there. But the Jacksonville Jaguars get him now, unless they go with I forget his name that beat Trevor Lawrence. My apologies, but they had the chance, and everybody was saying Lawrence to the Jets. People were buying jerseys with Trevor Lawrence on the back of the Jets jerseys, but I don't see him going there. And the wait is still on to see if he will declare to go pro or not. He has one more year left of eligibility to go back to Clemson, but I don't think he'll be going pro this year, with the fact that he knows that he will have to endure a lot of losing to start off his career. Moving on to the NFC, we'll save the joke division for last, and that's the NFC East. We'll save them for last. We'll talk about the big man that came over from the AFC, Tom Brady. People say at the beginning of the year that Belichick was the only reason he was winning. He's a system quarterback. The system quarterback got him into the playoffs. Sure, he's got a star-studded offensive team with guys like Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, just to name a few. But I think Tom Brady is actually the real deal, guys. If you don't still believe in it, I never believed it for the first couple Super Bowls he won. I never thought he was the real deal. He was just a fluke. He's 43, and he has the most touchdowns thrown by a person over 40. So I think he is the real deal in the NFL, and I think he will challenge for that Super Bowl because he's been there and he knows what to do. I think that they can make a push for that Super Bowl, but I don't see them making it to the Super Bowl. They've got the experience, but they don't have what it takes, in my opinion. A team that does have it would be the winner of the NFC North, which is the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers had an MVP-like season. He had more touchdowns than the Green Bay Packers punted this year. What does that say about that offense? That offense can score and does not go 4 and out, or whatever you want to say about it. They know they have a great offense, and I think that they're the favorite to go forward in this NFL playoffs. They get their first seed with a 13-3 record, and I think they'll be the NFC team to come out and play in that Super Bowl, unless something crazy happens. But mind my words, guys, you will see the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. Another team that could be also his last year is in New Orleans, Drew Brees. They can make a push too, don't get me wrong. The Saints are a strong team as well, but they don't have what the Packers have, in my opinion. Brees is still kind of hurt, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he was hurt earlier in the season. But I can see the Saints pushing in the playoffs towards the NFC Conference Championship. I just don't see them getting over the NFC Conference Championship and going to that Super Bowl. I mean, if they went to the Super Bowl, they have a great team. Don't get me wrong. I think they could go. But I don't think that they will get to that Super Bowl, only because they have to go up against a guy like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, who is having a great season, a career year over there. I'll go and talk about the joke now. The NFC East was probably the worst division ever in football this year. Not a team had over 500 record. More teams in the NFC and AFC deserve to be in that playoffs besides anyone there. Say what you want, Eagles fans. I want to hear what you got to say down in the comments below. But what did you feel about Doug Peterson benching Jalen Hurts in that last game of the season, and that propelled the Washington football team, yes, a team with no name, to the playoffs? In my opinion, I think it was classless. I don't think it was respectful at all. You can't. I think I heard Doug Peterson say he was playing to win. He wasn't playing to win. He was going to help the football team because you're benching your quarterback. Even if you put Carson Wentz in there, you're still not that. It's still not a bad option. The fact that you go to the third string quarterback, I think he just disrespected the game, and to hear that a lot of players actually were going up to confront him and they had to be held back, just shows how much of a relationship he broke with his teammates, or sorry, his team, and that it will be a rough season for Philly fans next year. Just seeing how Doug Peterson will react, and if the organization takes any step to remove him from that head coaching position because he broke so many bondages. I can go on about the Giants as well and how the Cowboys got robbed in that final game. I'm not going to preach that. I think I'll just be quick about it. I think the Dallas Cowboys need to find something about that team because the fact that Mike McCarthy did not challenge that final catch by Anthony Pettis that made a 50-yard field goal right after, it clearly showed it hit the ground. I can remind you about Dez Bryant dropping the ball in 2014 against the Packers. It hit the ground. He should have challenged that, and the Dallas Cowboys could have been in the playoffs. But it is as it is, and I think for a team like Dallas, they got to find something to get going. They got a great team. I think they got to just find something. This team is great on paper, but they can't get anything going when it comes to it. They should have been a better team this year. But I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to preach the Dallas Cowboys at all. And the final division we'll talk about the Seahawks division, the NFC West, I believe it is. Sorry. The Seahawks, as not a shock, won the division. They're always a top team. Russell Wilson, great quarterback, always in the hunt for the MVP. I don't think it will be this year. He had a great start, but I don't think he will be the MVP. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers would be that guy. But as not a surprise, the Seahawks win. They're going to play. They're going to play in the playoffs. Not a shock. They've been doing it for a couple of years now. They have a great team again, like a lot of teams I've talked about, but I don't think they're going to be a team at the Super Bowl. I still feel that any team in that NFC has to go up against Green Bay no matter what, and it's not going to be an easy task. Not only Seattle in that division, but Arizona. Kyler Murray had a great year as well, and that team is just going to keep getting better and better and better and better. So I think the Cardinals, by 3 years from now, could overtake that Seahawks team and be pushing for first and winning division titles. But that's it for me, guys, here. I'll drop my final say when it comes to the Super Bowl. I think we will see a Kansas City Chiefs versus Green Bay Packers Super Bowl. And I do feel Patrick Mahomes is just going to repeat somehow with that team. Like I said, don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is a great team, or a great player, on a great team. I just think Patrick Mahomes has got what it takes to push for that team. I apologize if you heard that right now. Sorry, I'm getting a text. But don't get me wrong. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will repeat, and I will hold that here. We can look back in next month when the Super Bowl happens. But I think that will happen. I want you guys to drop in the comments below what you think your Super Bowl predictions will be for this year. As well, let me know what your team did. How did they do this year? And I'll tell you what I thought about their performance this year. That's it for me, guys. We'll talk about another new topic in the next episode. You guys can give me some suggestions. As for now, I'll see you guys later, and you guys take care.